We've all seen clouds that look like things
I think
we
this
recognize.
is really cool
But you're
though.
not going to believe how strange the clouds are in today's video. Let's take a look at 15 strange clouds seen around the world. Number 15. Human face. One of the creepiest things you can ever see in a cloud is what appears to be the shape of a human face. And in 2016, some incredible footage was recorded of one floating across the countryside. As the rolling storm clouds move towards the sunlight, the distinct facial features are lit up, and the nose, eyes, mouth, and even an ear are clear
That's actually kind of crazy.
to see. Seeing such a recognizable shape in a cloud is a phenomenon called pareidolia, which is a term psychologists use to describe how the brain interprets vaguely familiar shapes and perceives them as clearly defined and recognizable ones. In this case, though, there's no doubt at all that the cloud looked like a person and led to a number of people thinking there was something spiritual about it. Perhaps the spirit of a recently passed person or a higher being who was traveling through the sky. Number 14. Demon. Cordon Colle is a volcano in the Andes mountain range in southern Chile.
Holy shit,
and is one of
dude.
4 that are responsible for the development of most of the new geographical features in the surrounding region over the past few 100,000 years. For the second half of the 20th century, it was relatively quiet with very little activity. But in 2011, a new eruption began that resulted in the evacuation of thousands of people from nearby villages. Some photographers took the time to take images of the emerging dust clouds, though. And one of the most striking pictures appears to show a demon's head rising above the mountain. The gaps in the formation allowed bright sunlight to shine through.
That's fucking
which looks
insane.
like deathly eyes, and it's no wonder that people who saw this that morning took it to be a sign that they needed to get out
Holy
of town
shit.
as soon as possible. Number 13. Portland chicken. Quite
Went from demon to chicken.
often, you might point out a shape to someone in the clouds and tell them what you see, but they're unable to see the same as you. This is normally because you're both looking at it from a slightly different angle to one another, which means that they're actually seeing something quite different. Sometimes, however, a cloud will take on such a clear shape that there's no denying what it is, such as this chicken that was seen in Portland, Oregon. Poultry-shaped clouds are actually surprisingly common since they only require several slumps to arrange together in the right way. It begs the question, though, what came first, the chicken or the cloud? Number 12. The Houston Angel. In 2018, Danny Ferraro from Houston, Texas, was driving along a section of Highway 105 when he looked up to see something unbelievable. The clouds had formed together in a recognizable fashion, and when the
What's
sun
up,
was hidden
Gabal?
behind it, it
Much
made it all
love.
look just
Hope
like
you're
an
doing
angel in the
awesome.
heavens. He shared the image, and it instantly caught the attention and imagination of others, with some even suggesting it was proof that his guardian angel was watching down on him. Now known as the Houston Angel, this was clearly a fluke in the way that the sun was interacting with the clouds at just the moment he looked up. But with such an undeniable shape, you have to wonder
To be
if there's
fair, I
something
have a
more
higher
going
chance
on
of
here
getting
than
chased by a
initially
horde of
seems.
chickens than a demon Zentreya.
Number 11. Castle in the Sky. With so many mountain ranges and vast terrains over which clouds
Oh,
can form,
I remember
it's no
this one.
surprise that China has far more than its fair share of unusual sky formations. But this one is leagues beyond the others. It looked as if there was a castle sat above the clouds because of the interaction between their formation and the shadows that were being cast over them. And at first, you might think this was some elaborate forgery. It's actually, though, a type of optical illusion called a fata morgana, which occurs when there's a well-defined area of warm air on top of a layer of much cooler air. This causes light to refract in an unusual way and can result in the appearance of images that are stacked on top of each other like this. The clouds haven't actually formed a castle, but from a distance what you're seeing is the outline of a city appearing much higher in the sky than it truly is. Number 10. Feather. When the air is very still, certain types of cirrus clouds can begin to look just like a feather. On a clear day, if you see an image of one, it might even become difficult to be able to tell whether you're looking at a cloud that's far away in the sky or a feather that's much closer to the camera. The reason why this happens is due to the peculiar way the ice crystals are formed within the structures, which in this case are hexagonal shaped. When there's only a slight breeze, they form wisps, just like you get with feathers, and they're almost unbelievable when you see them in real life. Even more amazing is that they only usually form at altitudes of 20,000 feet or above, so in reality, they have to be gigantic for us to be able to see them so clearly from the ground. Number 9. Panama City. Clouds have long been known to be affected by the changing altitude of the terrain they're passing over. But with the development of human structures that reach into the skies, entirely new phenomena are becoming more common. In 2012, an image went viral that was taken by a helicopter as he was flying over Panama City in Florida. And as you can see, there appears to be waves of clouds flowing over the buildings towards each other. Surprisingly, though, they're moving in the opposite direction and are the result of a process called orographic lifting. The moist air that's been blown over the ocean is forced to immediately rise thanks to the location of the buildings, which means it cools quickly, the humidity rises to around 100%, and clouds form. The temperature and humidity needs to be perfect for this to occur, and it actually happens several times a year. It can be so thick that it's almost impossible to see the high rises, and most definitely isn't a good day to visit the beach.
Science is so cool.
Honestly,
Blanche.
super crazy cool. Exactly.
Hold on.
Super
go back.
cool.
I think I saw Bigfoot in one of those clouds.
Oh, shut up.